What up, y'all? It's Cutthroat with Black Image Entertainment. I just wanted to do a quick follow up. When I did finally turn the game off last night, and I thought about the quick impressions video that I did. I forgot to mention a few things, and I thought I would do a really short video. Those few things that I forgot to mention. Namely, they changed the controls a little bit. They changed the controls a little bit online. For example, in the campaign mode, whenever you walk by an object or get close to an object, if you want to be able to pick it up, you would have to press the square button. Of course, it'll be opportunity to press the square button. Or I like the X button on the Xbox. I don't play with my Xbox all the time, so I'm not going to be sure on that one, but I think it's the X button. That being said, there's a delivery mission where you're running mail for uh, a stranger at the mail office. It's always the same stranger. I think his name is Hector, and he wants you to deliver some mail across that huge map, and of course, a time period and a lot of time frame. So each time I would run this mission, because I've run it about 3 or 4 times already, they would say, "Go pick up the mailbag." Well, typically in the campaign mode, when you would go pick up a mailbag, you would need to press the square button in order to pick it up. But in the online, you just walk over the mailbag and then it just mysteriously appears on your shoulder. So I'm constantly pressing and holding square to pick the mailbag up, and it's dropping the mailbag because once you have the mailbag on your shoulder, holding the square button actually drops the mailbag that you just picked up. So there's a couple of instances where I'm just picking up and dropping and picking up and dropping the mailbag because I'm not sure if I got the mailbag or not. They changed that. They also changed like how you say, for example, if I'm in the campaign mode with the main character, spoiler free, if I'm in the campaign mode and I have nothing in my hands, if I remember correctly, and I'll have to go back and verify this, you can press the L2, the left trigger button, to draw your weapon and not fire it. So I spent a lot of time doing that in the campaign mode because working with the binoculars in the campaign mode was it presented some challenges from time to time because if you were to say, for instance, I would always run into a black-tailed squirrel. So by the time I would pull the binoculars out, press the L2 to focus on the track of the squirrel, then he would put the goggles up to his face, and then I would need to zoom in. By the time I did all of that with the binoculars, the squirrel that I'm chasing would be way off in Egypt somewhere, right? So I got enough of doing that and started toward the end of my hunting career or whatever you want to call it, started using just the rolling block rifle as my scope. And then I would already have the gun. So while the squirrel would be in Egypt, by the time I would switch over to my gun, pick my gun up, focus on the track that I need to focus on, like I said, the squirrel would be gone. So I got to the point to where I was just using a rolling block rifle as a squirrel as a scope so that I could be already ready to shoot by the time I did whatever I needed to do, whether it be shoot a squirrel, shoot an elk, shoot a buck, instead of focusing on switching back and forth between the binoculars. because the weapon wheel is already difficult to operate with. That being said, in the online version, you can't really take your weapon out with L2, it seems like they've changed it to now you have to like tap R2, slightly pull the trigger on R2, the right trigger, in order to get your weapon out. And then once your weapon is out, you can press L2 to aim your weapon. So it's just these little subtle differences that I did want to take the time out to say that they did change the controls just a little bit, I guess, to make them more online friendly. Another thing that I wanted to point out is on the campaign mode, when you like do something to view your map or go into your settings or something like that, the game in the background essentially pauses and you can leave your character on, have it in pause, and then the time in the background will be paused as well, at least until your PlayStation turns off. Well, of course, being online, you can't pause. So I found a couple of instances where my dude would be running or galloping on his horse across the huge map, and somebody would come up behind me and murk me, put a bullet in my head while I'm browsing through the menus. And then there's so many menus. Maybe they shouldn't have as many menus online as they do in the campaign mode, because you can press start and it will bring up the side menus, which will have like map, progress, settings, et cetera. But then if you go into like progress, there's a menu for achievements, a menu for story-based missions, a menu for ranks. Then you go inside of that menu, and within that menu is another menu. So, for instance, if you go into the rank menu, there's unlocks that are available to you for each rank that you achieve. So, do I really need that menu inside of a menu inside of a menu to where I can't control my character online and somebody trying to murk me in the back of my head? No, I don't need that. That's just unwanted. I could be 4 or 5 menus deep and hear somebody galloping in the background towards me to murk me in the back of my head, and I can't get out of all of these menus. So I think, I don't know. Again, for a day one beta, I think that they did a really good job. Seems like they could have did a little bit more. For instance, maybe they need to consider having a fire friendly servers where you could still do deliveries, you could still work for strangers, and kind of like what they were doing toward the end of GTA 5, where if you were in a room that had rivals in it, then you could earn bonus cash for delivering in a rival public session. Where I suggest that Rockstar has a friendly session to where you can't just come up behind somebody and murk them in the back of the head, and people can run their own missions and do their stranger missions and still earn money. It may not be at the same reward cap as doing it in a robbery public session, but don't limit us. Like, for instance, in GTA 5 Online, you could create a private session, but even in that private session, you still can't do your motorcycle club deliveries or your gun bunker deliveries because you're not in a public session according to Rockstar. So I also found that there wasn't a passive mode. So, like last night when I was saying that I wanted to go complete the story mission and I had to struggle my way to get to the story mission because people were just standing outside waiting with guns to blast on people that was trying to finish the story. They should have a passive mode to where I could pass by those people and still do what I need to do without being disturbed. And I can't believe that they didn't consider that even for the beta. So those are just a few things that I wanted to take an additional time out to point out for my Red Dead Redemption 2 online experience. What you're looking at back here is the future recording studio for Black Image Entertainment. We're going to do a lot more with our recordings. We're going to have green screens, and then you'll be able to see our face and maybe have the game show up in the background while we're talking, so that we could be telling you what we're doing, or you could be watching what we're doing as we're talking about it. I will also provide a link below of my YouTube stream of me logging into Red Dead Redemption online for the first time, me going through my character creation. That link is also below. But yeah, I just wanted to take the time out to say the Red Dead Redemption 2 online experience, it definitely has a lot to grow. Have already said that more than likely they'll be resetting our levels for the beta experience, or for the beta people. So I'm already a level 13 before I logged out tonight. I haven't logged into it today. So more than likely that'll be reset, which is fine. I don't particularly want to go through those story missions again, but it is what it is. It's better than it's 10 times better than my experience with GTA 5 online for the first time, because I lost a good 4 or 5 characters with GTA Online before they got their server straight. For those of you who are around, you may remember that your character would just be erased randomly on GTA Online, and you would have to start over. So that happened to me so many times that I didn't play GTA Online for years. And matter of fact, I didn't even play GTA Online until it came out on the PlayStation 4. So that being said, just wanted to do this little extra video. Look forward to recording new future stuff. I'm cleaning up this room. That's why you only get the walls right now. But pretty soon that whole wall back there is going to be a green screen where we'll be able to put our video games up and provide you with more professional content as we get better at doing this streaming, and we'll be able to provide more live interactions, just really flushing the channel out and providing you all more, so you all can be entertained as well as educated with what we'll be providing through the channel. If you like what we're doing here, hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you check out that link on my Red Dead Online Redemption 2 online. Can't say it. I'm just going to say RDR20. Can I get away with that? RDR20? Because I ain't going to be able to say it the other way. RDR20. I can say that. Leave me a comment below. Hit the subscribe. Check out my online video below. Peace.